everybody. Thanks a lot for coming in. I'm glad to have you in my kitchen today. I'm continuing my autumn themed menu, and I am making today a pumpkin nut muffin with a streusel top. And I don't know that you recall, last year, maybe it was the year before, I attempted to do a pumpkin muffin with a streusel top. It was a new recipe and it was a total disaster, but I left it on my video channel, and I'm going to put the link up there so you can watch it and have a good laugh. So anyway, I'll get started on this recipe, and I'm going to bring you down and we're going to get started. Okay, here is my streusel top, and I had left these separate so you could see them. Normally though, I would stir those up before I added the butter. It's some brown sugar and some flour, and I'm just going to kind of mix those a little bit together. And then I have some ice cold cubed butter, just right out of the refrigerator. And you can either do this with a fork or your hands. It doesn't take much. You just want to break that butter up into that sugar and flour. And sometimes, actually, I'm going to use my fingers here. Just kind of mush it in there. You can do that very easily. Just kind of break it up until you get something that's very, crumbly. You know what kind of a streusel top looks like? It's maybe between what they always say pea-sized or cornbread, cornmeal. I would say it's something kind of a combination. You might have a few little clumps of butter and sugar together, and you might have some that are just very, kind of that cornmeal texture they talk about. So I'm going to finish this up, and once I do, I'll bring you back and I'll show you what it looks like finished, ready to go on to the next step. Okay, so this is it. Just kind of crumbled and a little butter here and there. The other thing I forgot to mention I had put in there was just a sprinkle, maybe, well, I'll say a pinch of pumpkin pie spice, just to reflect the flavor of the pumpkin muffins. So that's what it looks like. Let me get you in there so you can see it. All right, I'm going to clean my hands off, and then we'll get started on the next step. Okay, I have some all-purpose flour in my bowl, and I'm going to be adding some salt. And then I've got these, again, these absolutely amazing spices for the season. I have some cinnamon, some nutmeg, a little bit of cloves, and some ginger. And then I have baking soda and baking powder. Those are going to go in. And I'm going to give these a whisk. That's all combined in there. And then, oh, that looks wonderful. Oh, it just smells like fall. I can smell that cinnamon in there, and I also smell the nutmeg. It smells wonderful. And to this, I'm going to add some brown sugar. That in there. And also some granulated white sugar. And I'm going to whisk this all together. All right, continue on here. I realized I didn't have my microphone on. Hopefully you heard everything I was saying, but at a distance, I'm sure. But that's all right. We're cooking now. All right, so there's my powdered dry ingredients. I'm going to set those aside. And then I'm bringing in a bowl for my wet ingredients. I have a couple of eggs in here that I have whipped up. I'm going to put in some avocado oil. And some vanilla, pumpkin, scooped out here. All right, and then I'm going to whip this up with some of this milk. I'm going to add just about 3/4 of that. And I might add more when I see how my, the dough is coming together. If it's too stiff, then I can add a little bit more milk. And I'm just going to whip this up until it's all combined, and I won't bore you with that. So once this is all combined well, I will come back. Okay, this is all combined. It didn't take long at all, maybe 45 seconds. I didn't even probably have to turn off the camera. But there it is. It's nice and combined. No pockets of oil or eggs. And I'm going to bring in my dry again. And I'm going to add this. All right. We'll see how much milk I might need to add to thin this out, but I don't think I'm going to have to. It's going to be a little on the stiffer side. I know that, and I still have some wonderful walnuts to add, but I'm going to add those just towards the end. And as I always say about quick breads that are ones that don't have actual yeast in them, we don't want to mix them too hard, because if you do, you're going to have well, your muffin's going to be just kind of not fluffy, just kind of lay there. So I think I'm going to, let me get that little bit in there, and then I'm going to add the nuts. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, I've got some walnuts here, chopped walnuts. Those are going to go in. And I am not going to need the remainder of that milk. This looks just fine on its own. Not too thin, not too thick. Make sure all those walnuts are well distributed, and that looks very good. All right, we are ready to put this into the muffin pan. So here's the newest toy I've got. You know, I love my silicone cup liners, and I had lost, actually I ended up losing 2. So I bought some new ones, and these are so cool because they have little lift-off tabs. Look at it, just so you don't burn your fingers or any of that sort of thing. Okay, I'm going to add about, I've got my 1.5 inch scoop here, and I'm going to add just a good heaping one to each of these cups. And once I am done with that, I'll bring you back. Alrighty, we are now ready for this streusel top. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on each one. Yeah, a little bit there. And what I ended up doing actually was putting a little extra of the dough in the cups. I wanted them to be about 3/4 of the, way full, and that one scoop just was not quite enough. So I did add a little bit more. And I think that's looking pretty even. I'm going to put these into a preheated 375-degree oven, and I'm going to give them, well, I'm going to start with 15 minutes, and I'm going to check them with the toothpick. And I'll put the toothpick into the center. If it comes out clean, it's done. And if it comes out a little, gooey still, I know that those are not cooked straight through. So I will probably give them maybe another 2 minutes and check on them. And I'll just continue to do that until they are cooked through. And I'll let you know how much time they took. But we're going to start with 15. So once these are done and out of the oven, I'll bring you back. The muffins are out of the oven, and I want to tell you, this place smells like amazing. There's pumpkin and cinnamon and nutmeg and brown sugar. I mean, it just, wow. But what I want to do is bring you down here and show you these wonderful muffin cups that I showed you before I filled them, to show you how neat these are to get out of a muffin tin. Usually you're kind of trying to dig under there and get those out without burning yourself. Look at this. Look how nice and easy that is. They just come right out. There's no burns, there's nothing. So I'm going to finish taking these out of the muffin tin, and I'm going to go ahead, and then the director's behind the camera. He's doing a wonderful job. I'm going to let these cool a bit. Am I going to let these cool a bit?
If you have to.
He said, can I run the camera if I get a sample real early on? I said, yeah, go ahead. So I'm going to let these cool. And then once they are cool enough to handle, I'll bring him over and we're going to take a sample of these. So we will be back. Well,
what? You mean I have to eat again?
It smells so good. I'll tell you what, our neighbors are they think they've hit the mother load with the stuff that we're giving out and away to our neighbors, because this isn't staying in this house, I'll tell you right now. That's the truth. So, having said that,
about that.
I want to show you, really honestly, this is like Look at that. It just pops right out. It's well, I just love them. Okay, enough of that. Here, give this a shot. Tell me what you think. It's so moist. Oh my goodness. Do you want a napkin? Smells wonderful,
I
doesn't
could
it?
eat this in one bite, you know.
This, oh gosh. You almost did. Oh, I'm going to hold this up so you can see inside there. Yeah, there we
Wow.
go, like that. Okay, I'm going to take a taste of it. How is it? Delicious? Yeah? Oh.
It's moist.
From the moment.
Nuts inside. And the streusel topping. Wow.
Oh, man.
Very good.
Oh, this is so good.
Might have to
Friends,
take
this is
another bite.
really good.
Yeah.
Moist.
That streusel topping does a lot for it,
It does.
too.
But it's very pumpkiny, very spicy. The nuts in there are
Yeah, I
so
think
good.
this is more pumpkin-y than the pumpkin muffins you made the other day.
I made cookies.
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 Oh, that too.
Are you getting really burned out on pumpkin and butternut squash?
Butternut squash, maybe. Pumpkin, no.
But you'll be happy to know I have more butternut squash recipes
Oh, that's
coming
good.
in honor of our autumn theme. You're excited.
I am.
Do you see the excitement on this man's face?
My tail's just wagging a mile a minute.
You're going to just love them.
I do.
I cook for you. You know that, don't
Yeah.
you? All
Isn't
right.
she sweet?
Oh, you're so sweet. Okay, everybody, enough of that stuff.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. I want you to subscribe. Do you want them to subscribe?
I do.
I want you
I
to
do.
subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Tell your friends. Make some wonderful autumn food because it's autumn. And we will see you again very soon. Say goodbye, Gracie. Say goodbye,
Bye, Gracie.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.